And I always say that when I get to hang out with friend of the program, AJ Cole, it's a good day. But today is a good day. Today is a great day because we have officially put pen to paper on a new contract for you, Mr. Cole, to remain a member of the Las Vegas Raiders for a long time, which is good news for me. So, how do we feel? What is the energy? How are the vibes on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon?
I mean, the vibes.
Wednesday, sorry.
The vibes are immaculate. I don't even care what day it is. I feel like I just got reelected, 4 more years. So, it's a great feeling. I'm excited to be here. And, what more could you ask for?
And to make it really about me and to make this very selfish, dude, I was going through it earlier. We're going into year 7 now, which makes me feel like a grandfather in these parts. Like, do you ever think how far? I mean, I don't know, not to be like overly cheesy about the journey and this and that, but like, you have been here for a minute. You have seen a lot. You have accomplished a lot. Like, do you ever think like, gosh, it has really been one heck of an adventure so far?
Yeah, it's crazy to think. I was actually on the drive over here. I was thinking about all that, I've been through in all of the 6 years. And I'm thinking that, now I got 5 more, and what's that story going to look like? And I don't know what it is, but the story so far has been pretty unbelievable. And if you would have told me when I showed up at rookie minicamp for a tryout that this is where I would be, I would have never believed it. And so I'm sure wherever I end up, couple years down the road, we won't believe that either. So.
And I guess in terms of like just like a very human element, all this, like I imagine there's like a weight lifted, there's kind of an exhale of like having the business side of this done, right? We're sitting here in late May, not gonna have to worry about this going forward. Like, that's got to feel good to be like, hey, everything's signed, sealed, delivered. Let's go out there and play ball.
Yeah, the braces are off, the teeth is straight, and you get to finally kind of flex on your classmates. So it's it's a very good feeling. It's good to have that, in the past and know that, you got some security, you're going to be here, and now we can kind of focus on ball and, put the business side past and focus on the part of the game that I like, which is playing it.
And, we talk about that security, that stability, again, just on like the human element of it. You've been through a lot, right? Like you and the Maxes and the Coltons and all these guys. That's a small list now that kind of made that adventure from Oakland to here. Like, is it nice for you to have that stability and to not have to be, I don't want to say like looking over your shoulder at all, but being like, okay, like we know where we're going to be. We know what this is going to look like. Regardless of what happens here, there, or whatever, I know where AJ Cole is going to be in 2025 and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted. It's what we got. So I'm fired up about that. I mean, at this point too, it's kind of like a competition, right? Between me, Max, Daniel, Colton, who can survive the longest. It's kind of a last man standing, who gets to be the last Oakland Raider. So throwing my name in the hat and see how long I can stick around here.
And speaking of being one of the Oakland Raiders, and have had this talk before, since there's not a lot of us left here that were on the Oakland side of things. Like, I thought in the post that you had the other day about talking about the importance of being the last Oakland Raiders punter, the first Las Vegas Raiders punter. Like, obviously something that means a lot to you is cool. Like, has that respect of, I don't want to say like the history, but the respect of kind of the history of this place and everything that this position in particular means to the bones of the Raiders, is that something that you've, I don't want to say like grown into, but have a greater appreciation of now than, like you said, when you walked in for that tryout?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had appreciation of it even showing up here, because I just think that the punter position is so historic in this organization. So walking in the door, I knew that it's an important task, and it's something that I think that an underrated aspect of playing the position of punter for the Raiders is that Raider fans understand good punting, and not every fan base does, because they haven't been spoiled in the way the Raiders fans were with Ray Guy and Shane Leckler and all these guys. And so, if I don't play to my full potential, and if I underachieve, they're going to be pretty aware of it because they know what it's supposed to look like. And so from the beginning, I think it was a heavy responsibility. And but it is something I take quite a bit of pride in. Playing punter for this organization, in my opinion, it just means more than any other organization. It's just more significant because of the history. And I'm not really sure if there's too many other organizations that have history at a position like the Raiders do. And so, it's something I've taken a lot of pride in. I always take a lot of pride in the Oakland aspect, the Las Vegas aspect. It's such a cool story, and I'm so happy it's mine.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate that you've been so willing and so open to kind of share that story with us since you got here, back to 1220, all those years ago. But, we talk about some of the things that you've seen, the changes that this place has undergone, and obviously new head coach, a new GM for you guys. We see it all over the building, the level of competition, preaching competition at every stretch. Like, what does that look like for you, for Daniel, for the collective as you go through this new era with Pete and Spytag?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's really been refreshing for us, because this is sort of how we approach every day. This is how Daniel and I and Bob and the whole special teams unit is how we approach every day is how good can we be today, and can we be better today than we were yesterday, and stack that up over a couple weeks, couple months, couple years and see where you're at. And I really try and be process oriented, and I really try and just focus on the input and surrender the results in some ways. And that's something that I've always kind of tried to do in my career. But the message of competition, it's kind of interesting because when I go out there at practice, it's just me, right? And so there's not a physical body that I'm competing against, but I guess I'm kind of competing with the idea of what I can be. And I'm competing with this gold standard of this perfect standard of what the ideal practice looks like, what the ideal game looks like. And it's something that I feel like I've never fully accomplished. I don't ever feel like I've played a perfect game, a perfect practice, a perfect season. And it's something I'm kind of always chasing. And so the competition is sort of hypothetical for me, but that makes it even more challenging because it's a higher bar, it's an impossible bar, and I'm just going to see how close I can get to it.
In so many ways, this is a year of new, right? And you and I have talked about this. We've talked about this with a lot of people. There's so much new here, physically in this building, personalities, all that stuff. But for the specialists, you guys do have that kind of sense of sameness in a good way, with Tom McMahon still being here doing his thing. Like, how nice is it to kind of have, I don't want to say like a North Star at all, but in this kind of world of change and things that are different, having some stability there?
Yeah, it's great to have that stability. And obviously, me and Daniel have, he was here a little before me, but I've played my entire career with him. So, the things that we've been through together and those ups and downs. And so having that person and the whole special teams, really, like you said, is probably the biggest area of continuity, I would say, that we have. And so, yeah, having that, I think, is a nice tether to past accomplishments and moving into the future. But yeah, it is a completely different feeling. And I think that even extends to special teams. It even extends to our group. I think the energy in the building right now is contagious, and we definitely got it.
And last one before I let you go, because I know he said something to you. What did the Cash Money Man, what did Carlson say to you? What does that look like and sound like when he finds out that, hey, AJ's not going anywhere, he's going to be here for a long time? I imagine there's some sort of snarky text response or something.
Yeah, I don't really think it was snarky. He's like the king of the snarky comment. But I think that in a moment like this, he was just really excited for me. That's a real friend. When we're on the golf course or when we're chirping each other, playing ping pong or pool, whatever, that's when he lets all of his snarky comments out. But in a moment like this, he was just really excited for me.
Good. And we're very excited for you too. Like I said, selfishly, the fact that you're not going anywhere is great for the program, right? Friend of the program, AJ Cole, not going anywhere. Congratulations to you, the entire family. And you're going to be seeing a lot more of us. I promise you that.
5 more annual spots.
No, it's way more than 5. Also, let me look in the camera and say this. That AJ Cole said, I only come and do 1 spot a year on Upon Further View, which is not true. We're going to count it today.
It's baked in truth.
Half baked in truth. This year, way more than 2, 3, 4. We'll make it 1 for each of the new years in the contract. How about that?
Okay, we'll talk to Will Kiss.
We'll talk to Will Kiss. Will Kiss is on it. Congratulations, though, man. Seriously, we're so stoked to have you, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thanks, man. Fired up.